This is Kitchen Kanban Fable. I'm going to skip most of this. If you want to see the slides, they're already online with the full story, so I'm going to skip that. I also help run a software craftsmanship meetup once a month. The details are there, you don't need to write them down, you'll be able to get them online. However, tonight's talk is not about software craftsmanship. It's not really about lean, it's not about agile, it's mostly about cooking. Kinda. I'm going to tell you a fable. So it's really important that you all know what a fable is. There's two things you need to know about fables. One, they are not about software. I researched maybe 4 or 5 fables in working for this talk, and none of them were about software. There was one about a tortoise and a hare that might have been about agile, I don't know. So I'm going to ask you to reflect on a few things that might come from this fable that might be applied to your job, so you figure that part out. So I want you to try to consider how you're going to visualize, inspect, and adapt the work that you do. Visualize, inspect, and adapt. And I appreciate we're a big group, so not everyone might understand these terms, so let's go through them. Visualization. This is just any time that we gather a graphic or a physical representation of our work, such as a Kanban board to organize our flow, or a burn down chart to show progress. That's visualization. That helps us see a starting point. That gives us data and something to look at and work with, rather than making assumptions that are just in our heads. Inspection. It's really good to build stuff. Definitely keep building stuff. But maybe you want to check every once in a while that the thing that you built is reasonable, it's fit for purpose, it does something that you want it to do. So check it. Check that it does it against some criteria. Adaptation. If you're going to check your work, well, change it. You're not going to get it right every time. You're certainly not going to be perfect every time. So think about how you might make your process a little bit better, how you're going to make your work better, and what possibilities there are for improvement. The other thing you need to know about fables is they all have animals. Every single one of them. It's all animals the whole way through it. All animals. So I need to introduce you to our 2 heroes. There's Coda, who is a dog, not a fox, and is a dog. And Oscar, who's a cat, not a rabbit. It's a cat and a dog in this story, not a rabbit and a fox. That's a whole other one. Aesop already got that one. So our story begins with food. Coda and Oscar have just been on a little adventure, and they come back and they think, kind of hungry, I could do with some food. They go to the fridge and look in it. There's food there, there's some ingredients, but there's nothing to make a meal. And they realise there's never anything to make a meal. So when they go for their weekly food shop, they walk around, they pick up stuff that looks nice, some ingredients, some veg, whatever. But they don't really think about the meals they're going to make. They don't really think, what are we going to do this week? And at least a lot of problems. A lot of the food, a lot of the veg particularly, gets wasted. Maybe about 1/3 of the food that they buy is just useless. It just goes straight in the bin. And think, ingredients are getting wasted. What should we do about that? They also make some really bad, unhealthy choices, because even when they do think about what they're going to do, they just forget about it. They get in from work late. I'm sure you've all done this yourself. You get in from work late, and they are feeling tired and lazy, and they don't have anything to kind of guide them and motivate them. So they just get takeaway. They take an unhealthy option and waste even more food. You think, what are we going to do? There's something better. So Coda suggests to Oscar that they can do better. So they create a board. And along the left-hand side, they write the days of the week. And along the right-hand side, they write a bunch of meals that they're going to make. Let's just assume that magical talking animals only make 1 meal a day, so it makes this slide much easier. So they write down their meals for each day, and then from that, they go through it and write down all the ingredients that are needed for that meal. And they've got a shopping list. They go to wherever they go shopping, and they buy just those ingredients. So they've got the perfect amount of food for the things that they think they're going to make. And they've got motivation. They find that over time, they end up throwing away practically no food. You know, they do really pretty well with it for the first while. They've got a board, they've got motivation, things are much better. After a few weeks, they're still pretty happy with the result, but they find that if one of their friends asks them out at the last minute, you know, even in the week in the run-up after they bought the food, then there's waste again. Whatever meal they were going to make in that day is gone. So they think, maybe our system's a bit rigid and inflexible. What can we do about that? What problems can we, how can we solve that problem? Oscar notices that some of their meals, like Coda's barkingly hot sausage casserole, can be frozen. So what they do is, they make double and then freeze half out. And by including freezing meals from the freezer and freezable meals, they allow a little bit of variation. They can take stuff out of the freezer if they need it, or they can just leave it in. And in doing so, they manage to avoid a little bit more waste. They just leave it in the freezer, just by that little change. It's not a big burden, it's nice and easy for them, so they're happy. A few more weeks will pass, and they realise that this making the board thing every week it's good, it's helped us, but it takes a while. You know, we keep making the same stuff every couple of weeks. You know, there's not that much variation. How about we try something different? How about we move to recipes? We try to write some stuff down, come up with a better procedure. And they're like, okay, let's try that. So they get rid of writing stuff down the whiteboard altogether, and they start moving to index cards. For each day of the week, they go and just pull one of the index cards they already have prepared and put up. On the front, they put in nice big letters what the recipe is, and that gives them the same benefit. They can come in and immediately see that there's something there for them to make. They have guidance, they have a direction. And on the back, they write the ingredients down the left-hand side and a basic method on the right-hand side. This helps them plan much quicker. They just dart through it, 7 cards out, any order, doesn't really matter. Write down the ingredients, and then they've also got a little guide to help them with the recipe. Brilliant. Another few weeks go by, and they notice there's another little problem. The frozen meal plan is going wrong a little bit. They take their food and they freeze it, and they put it in the freezer, and it's out of sight. They don't always remember that something's there. And they're cats and dogs, they don't remember these things. So sometimes they'll even make food that they've already made. Something that's already frozen gets into the meal plan, and they don't know what to do about it. So the freezer becomes a big black box for information, for food. Oscar decides to visualize. The new rule is, when they finish making something that's going to get frozen, they take the card when they're putting the food in the freezer and stick it to the freezer itself. That way it can go back into the recipe file, and they know exactly where the food is. It's right there on the freezer. They can look at it and go, oh, now we know what's there. That helps again. Now, I could go on about how Oscar and Coda continued improving their process over time, because they did. But when we start thinking about applying those things that we talked about before, visualization, inspection, and adaptation, we started talking right at the start about wasting ingredients, individual ingredients. But that's not what they did. They didn't just figure out how to not waste ingredients. They got away of changing their whole process, the entire system for what they're doing, from the cooking to the planning to the preparation, the whole thing. Everything can be changed, and they ended up with a much better system because of it. Again, they did that by visualizing, inspecting, and adapting. Thank you.